So, Eugene, Voltcom test went pretty well for you. Is it a fair indication of how you think the season's going to go, or is it just because you're really quite fast around there? Well, it's one of your good tracks. Well, they're all your good tracks, but it's a really good track for you.
Yeah, for me, Portimao is a track where the rider makes such a difference. It's like a motocross track covered in tarmac, and I think that's why it doesn't matter what bike I've ridden there before, I can always make the difference. So I'm confident that we can apply that to different tracks, because even compared to the Aprilia, I was really pleasantly surprised just the chassis that they gave the Suzuki. Really turns the tight corners quite well. Phil Band's going to be something very different with the fast flow in terms of it, so we've got to see what the bike's going to do up there.
What are the good and the bad parts about the bike so far?
First off, the electronics was definitely the issue that needed to work. And I knew we needed to really rewrite the whole thing and start from scratch again, and that's sort of what they did in the space of 6 weeks. And I thought, this is a lot to do before round one, but it just shows how well put in the boys are, and we made sure we talked about things in detail and what they arrived with in Almeria. It needed some work, but then coming to Portimao was exactly what I wanted. I couldn't ask for anything different. It was in the ballpark. So right now I've only done a handful of laps on the bike, performance laps and pushing, so I'm still understanding what I need from the bike. Chassis wise, the front end of the bike is superb, the agility, it just keeps turning in the mid corner. That's something I was missing in the last few years with the Aprilia, so that's definitely a big benefit there. Rear grip isn't quite there still, so we need to work on that, but we're still in the infancy of changing things chassis wise. Understand what I need from it, because we had so much work to do with the electronics that we've only done a few laps changing things around, understanding what the chassis is capable of.
Has it been much of a change to you to go from Aprilia's electronics to the Motec system, or does it not really matter to you because you're not the one punching the numbers?
It's much more simple, the Motec system, that's for sure. Simple is always better. I think with the Aprilia stuff can be complicated at times. On the Yamaha before, I liked how the Pirelli system worked there. It was quite simple, very easy for the riders to understand. That's sort of what we infiltrated with the Motec system, made it more of what I had before. Even Davide Gentile, my electronics guy this year, he was in Yamaha when I was there in 2011, so he's aware of what I want, and every time we can always cross-reference it to remember that feeling that I had in the Yamaha, so it's good to look back a few years ago and chase that, and we achieved it so quickly that pleasantly surprised me how quickly it made a difference.
You've got a couple of days at Phillip Island now before you start the first race. What will you focus on down there in testing?
In Phillip Island, the important thing is rear grip, and rear grip in the last half of the race. So when I'm concentrating doing some long runs, I haven't done a run any more than 10 laps yet in the Suzuki, so I need to get some laps in. Because we had so many problems with the electronics, I was always in and out of the pits, and now we need to start looking at getting some distance on the tyre and seeing what it's capable of. But the engine is very smooth, and as part of the delivery, the torque is very linear, so I think the initial impression is that it's not a big concern of mine, but still, if you want to get out there and do those 20 laps and make sure you're going to be at the end of the race.
As an ex-Aprilia man, you'll know how many engines they were going through over the course of a season. The engine cap should now have kind of limited the horsepower difference between the RSV4 and the GSX-R1000. Is that something that you think you can it's going to be?
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see, to be honest. But I know how many I put these last year, and we had our problems with the breakdowns and all the rest, so fingers crossed the Suzuki can be reliable, and it looks like we don't have to cut back on performance at all to get the mileage out of the engine. It looks like it's already in range, so if we can keep the same level of performance, and who knows, maybe a little bit more, then I don't think it's normally.
Just thinking ahead to the Phillip Island race, obviously you won't have any kind of expectations, but have you got an idea in your head where you think you might end up?
Yeah, I've got the podium in mind. As I say, I want to start the season with the podium. That was my aim last year, and I got a race win, but brand new bike for me. They've been strong before. Phillip Island Suzuki, which has them with Windsor and the play on camera, so I think it's realistic that we can be there fighting. To win is going to be tough because I know how good Laverty is there in the last few laps, so I'm aiming for the podium.